What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel and Super Mega Baseball 2. Today I wanted to make this video to continue the conversation that we've been having about the upcoming series that I want to do on this game. I love the customization that is in Super Mega Baseball this year, and I want to spend a lot of time with it to customize the league we ultimately use for the series. In the original Super Mega Baseball, we just had the Super Mega League, and we used the 16 teams that were in it. We edited the players and their appearances, but there really wasn't a lot of customization for the series. What's going to change this time is just how much I can edit between seasons so that we can keep things fresh, whether it's adding players, changing ratings, adding new teams, removing old teams. I love the control. So I have a lot of questions for you for the comments today, and I'm just trying to get things set for the first season of the series. Now, I am not going to include the original teams, other than the B-Wolves, with the edited rosters that have them basically be the team that we had in the Super Mega Baseball 1. Only I'm not going to play as them. I've obviously done a stream last weekend where I did a lot of games with them, and I've been editing them so that I can make them a bit more competitive because the ratings on paper without coach boosts weren't very good. Coaching was so important to the first game that I'm trying to compensate for that now. I've made some roster edits, and I just want to get this team ready so they are competitive when the series begins, but I'm not going to play as them. I want to make a new team, and I think that for our league, we're going to start with either a 16-team league or a 12-team league. I believe that in Super Mega Baseball, the original, it was 16 teams, and while I thought 32 would be fun because I could set it up to be like the NFL, where it has essentially 32 teams, 8 divisions of 4 teams, and then 6 teams from each division or each conference make the postseason. I kind of like that setup. I think 32 is the optimal structure, but I don't think it's best for this series because there are going to be so many teams that we just never see. So why bother with all the customizing to them if we're never going to play against them? That wouldn't be very rewarding. So I think going down to 16 or 12 makes the most sense. Does it let you go on the 12? Maybe not? Okay, I guess 16 is the minimum. So that's how we're going to do it. I'm going to have the game generate teams for us, but I'm going to do a lot of customization, maybe make a couple teams on my own. I do think I want to get the Kalispell Warhawks in here. I don't really care if they're the team I use. I just want them in the game. So let me jump into a game where we'll continue talking about things, and I'll also just get a chance to play with the B-Wolves again. Alright, just some exhibition games here, or one game today. I might do a stream still this weekend before I start the series up. I wanted it started by now, but I've had a pretty busy week, and I'll take some more time this weekend then to get everything the way I like it. So here we go, Andy McKenzie on the mound as I have upgraded ratings to make sense and reflect where I think these players are strong. So I kind of emphasized a lot of things they do well, whether it's Andrew Ross's power, or the speed of Jonathan Starks or Lance Adams. I wanted to make sure that these players had the correct identity as far as a player goes. And we quickly here, I have 2 down against the Wild Pigs. I'm also leaning towards 75 ego for the season, although 80 is possible. I've played a lot of online games, and egos there fluctuate for me between 75 and 82. So I have a lot of comfort in this range. Whoops. You can't tell from that swing. Ignore that one. But basically what I want from you is just some feedback on more players or teams to create, whatever it is you'd like to see for the series. But also know that it's not static. So if a season comes to an end and we want to make some changes, that's very easy to do. Whether it's adding new teams, editing an opposing team's ratings, or just anything. I wish there was some sort of player progression or roster management. That'd make it a full-blown franchise mode, essentially. But I like what we have this year, and it's going to make for a fun series. Let's go, Andrew Ross. Oh, man. 1 strike, 1 ball, and that one is going to left center. There we go. I will definitely miss playing with Andrew Ross. Also, what's really nice is I can set teams' default lineups as well. So I can make sure that the B-Wolves, when they're in the season, they have the proper lineup and they're not having Andrew Ross on the bench, which would have been the case in the last game. Base hit, Lance Adams. Here comes Ross. And uh-oh, he's not as fast as I thought. All right. So they rate the teams on like 1 through 5 bars on all the areas, and now this team is a 3-bar contact, 3-bar power. So they're pretty balanced, I want to say. I'll run some simulations and see how they do, but the first version of this team just, they didn't win well in simulations. They were just like a 1-bar power, 1-bar contact, or 2 bars, whichever. It's just low. They had no major strength. But I'd like to add a lot of custom players to this series. So I'll do the generation where it creates teams for me, and then I can edit rosters, I can edit appearances, and we're going to put players not just on the team that I make. You can leave suggestions for that. I also am going to make teams, or players for other teams. And they can be, you know, players that we've played against in past series, like Corin Haggerty in my last franchise, who was a member of the Jaguars. He's a player I want to make. Cole Bulaga in my Matt Pierre Career Mode series. He was the quarterback we weren't too fond of, and he ran around a lot, so I know I can recreate him and probably make him a fast player and have him be a player we can go against. I'm just trying to create basically an entire system that sets us up for potential fun moments in games. So I'm not going to customize everybody. There we go, Andy McKenzie. I'm not going to customize everybody because at the same time, I love for this to be a chance to maybe find new players that become icons of the channel. I'm always just fascinated by that, whether it's me drafting players that become superstars in my series, or we face a team so much and we just become so familiar with players that might have good games against us. I'm up for whatever experience or whatever happens. I just want to create a kind of a playground where whatever happens, happens. And there we go, easy walk. But I like the customization in this game a lot. I'll spend a lot of time in there. Ooh. I spent a lot of time putting together this base team right here. But I'll probably go 16 teams. 32 just seemed way too daunting. And it wouldn't be fun to make players that we see once every 30 episodes. But if we ever get bored of what we have, we can always add new expansion teams and try to create things. I know like the game doesn't put these systems in place, like roster management or player progression, but that doesn't mean that I couldn't just edit ratings in between season to reflect certain things. Maybe we have thresholds where if a player hits over 300, I up their contact. Or if a player hits below like 250, I lower their contact. It might take some time, but I mean, I like seeing the experiences you can make in these games. Like the way I do my Browns rebuild, that's not really, you know, you can do franchise that way. They just give you the ability, but it's not really a typical way to play the mode. And I want to apply that to other games as well. Off the wall here, we have a double with 2 down for the Wild Pigs. And also, I don't want to include these base teams because to me, they're a little too generic. Like, we have a lot of teams that are focused on power, like the Moose or the Sirloins, and basically everyone on their team has almost maxed out power. And I know that's like the theme of their team and everything, but I'm not really a huge fan of that, not for the way I like to do series. I want to make sure that teams have great players and, you know, players that aren't high caliber. I'll find a way to make it cool. And I like that I can just change things because I know it's not going to be perfect the first time around. Here's Jonathan Starks. I upped his contact and his speed. And what is that hop? Incredible. I've seen a couple wild hops in this game, but I'm not sure what caused that one. Then Andy McKenzie. He can hit pretty well for a pitcher, remember. He had times where he was really effective. There we go. And Starks can try going to third base. Nah. I keep thinking I can stretch these plays, but I'm wrong. Flash Jackson with nobody down. Thank you very much. Lined out to left. So for the team that I end up creating for myself, it's going to be in the same style. A new pitcher already. Wow. Oh, he's hurt. How did Durbin Holmes get hurt? I never noticed that. Injuries are in the game. I don't think they stretch over more than a game, but either way, that there's injuries in a game like this is pretty impressive to me. In my stream I did last weekend, which, by the way, if you haven't seen it and you have the time and you like this game, I recommend checking it out. I talked a lot about the series I want to do. I showed off the customization. Whoops. And I had some really fun games. And for some reason, Andy McKenzie got hurt in 3 separate games in that stream. So he's a little injury prone going into this year's Super Mega Baseball. So I'll just look back at, recent series, or maybe even dig a little deeper at series that haven't been done on my channels in a long time to add more players to my roster. I want to do all 18 players custom, and I have a little bit more to work with now with the Browns rebuild being a thing, with my Matt Pierre series being a thing, although I'm not sure if I'll really add anybody from the Matt Pierre series to my team. Not really necessary, and I can't think of any names that I'd want on my team. But at least, my Chargers franchise will have some, and my Bears franchise isn't anywhere near over, but I can always add a couple from there as well. It's always fun to put together these teams, especially after all the series I've done. Anyway, we have a pretty low-scoring game here. We're 3.5 innings in. We've gotten some base runners, just can't get them across. Here's Adams now through the middle. First down, I only play football like most of the time when I'm recording. Surprised it doesn't happen more often. Here's Maurice Manning. Rating's a bit low for him, but I don't remember him having high ratings when we played. I just remembered that he kind of outperformed his ratings. Lance is going to take off here, and we're going to take ball 2 as Adams takes second base. All right, no one down. Runner in scoring position. If it's fair, it scores Adams, and it will. That's going to tie the game as Maurice Manning is in at second base. Then Corey Boyd, who is maybe the most average player on this B-Wolves roster. Oh, and there are 3 players that are on the roster that weren't from my series because the rosters are larger. I will edit them in a way that makes sense for the series too, so that'll be fun. Probably a lot of customizing I have to do over the next few days so I can get this series launched. But I hope you're excited for the project here. It's going to be really fun. Ooh, Darren Rose misses. Oh, don't swing at that one. That's my bad. There we go. It doesn't get through, and both runners advance. One other mode that's in this game that I'm not sure what I'll do with, if anything, as Starks delivers a base knock, and that's going to bring home 1. We'll try to get the second run, and do. RBI single. Now Andy McKenzie. But there is a tournament mode in the game, and I thought that'd be fun to do something with that. I might save that for streaming. I think that the season mode would be very streaming friendly, but I don't know if I want to make it a hybrid series because not everybody wants or enjoys watching streams if they're used to a video-based series. So to break it up like that, I'm not sure I want to, although it would be fun to do some streaming and be able to go through a season in not too much time. Here's Leon Daniels now, and that is into the right field corner. That should score at least 1. Daniels on his way to second, and it's an RBI double. Perfect. How about Andrew Ross? If you haven't noticed, a lot less home runs in this game, but it's not like it's super hard to hit them. You just have to be a bit more, I think, perfect in a sense to do it. But with the right players, it's not too difficult. I know at the Sirloins in that stream I did over the weekend, I had like 4 in 1 inning with them. Of course, that was my best inning on this game. But if you haven't tried this game out already, I definitely recommend it, especially with the customization. if you are into making your own teams and you're okay getting past no roster transactions or anything that you'd expect from some other games, then it's probably a game worth checking out. I think it's still an Xbox Game with Gold this month, so if you have Xbox Live, then you have access to play this game. Andy McKenzie. Pitch 50 delivers another strikeout. Lance Adams. Oh, bad swing, bad swing. That's okay. I had enough good ones last inning. Donovan Drake is the pitcher, heavy on the velocity. But yeah, I'm not sure if I want to control the Warhawks or what I should do for this one. I think it'd be fun to. I like their color scheme a lot, and Blackjack does such an amazing job designing the uniforms. I'd like to see what I could do putting them on the baseball field. By the way, the uniforms for Kalispell, which is my dynasty on my main channel, I know sometimes I need to clarify because not everybody follows my main channel, especially since the Browns rebuild brought so many new subscribers over here. If you're not familiar, this is not my largest channel or the channel I've posted the most on. YouTube.com/MrHurricane is my other channel, and I've been posting content over there for a long time. So that's where all these references are coming from to my, Chargers series or my Bears series, Kalispell Dynasty, whatever. I do a different style content over there. It's all edited, post-commentary, and it's kind of my original way of making content. And that's going to be a triple. Nice hit to the gap, and now a base runner only 90 feet away for the Wild Pigs. Wally Bacon. There we go, another strikeout for Andy. I like 75 ego, I think, for hitting, but pitching, I feel like I want to go to a higher ego. I don't know if it lets you split it up in season. I know it does in, like, exhibition. I'd try, like, 80 pitching. Maybe I can just do 80 overall and get used to it if hitting's hard at the beginning. I will figure it out. And hopefully we make this catch. There we go. Darren Rose. Never got to hit well with him in my old series. And it doesn't appear that's going to be changing now. Jonathan Starks. I had my moments with him in that series. There we go. Oh no, it stopped. Nice play over at second base. Andy McKenzie's turn. Let him hit again. Ooh, almost. No, 98 is too fast. Ah, man, I tried sitting back a bit more. Let's take McKenzie out now. Let's go to Evan Newton. Here we go. Still a 4-1 ball game here, top 7. Got that one. Man and Moon. Well, if there's anything else you want to add to my idea here for the series, you can leave your feedback down below. I wanted just kind of a full comment section where you can leave any kind of feedback you have, so when I go to create, it's all right there. If you have just players you want to see, or anything really, any ideas that you have, get in position here. There we go. Flash Jackson now, bottom of the 7th inning. Whoops. We'll lay off that one. Gotta get Drake out of the game. That velocity is a problem, but that pitch is drilled to the corner, and that is going to be a double for Flash. Hello, Leon Daniels. What can Leon do here with a runner in scoring position? There we go. Against faster pitching on higher egos, you got to start your load timing a lot sooner if you're going to do power swings. So you need to start it before the pitcher even lets go of the ball, really. And, you know, if he throws off speed, you're just not going to hit it as well, probably. You just have to kind of deal with it, because otherwise you'll never catch up to the fastball. Full count here to Ross. There we go, into right center, and that gets down. RBI base hit. Having a pretty good game here, which is nice because that stream I did over the weekend, I had like 3 straight games. Granted, they were very short games, like 3 or 1 inning, where I couldn't score a run. Not even one. There we go, Lance. Uh-oh. It's a double play ball, and they can't turn it. Had to increase the speed for Lance Adams, of course. I can't have him out here running like a 4.6 40 receiver. Remember, he was essentially... He had the exact like physical measurables to Randy Moss. And that was Madden 15, the year before they introduced the catching mechanics and the DB wide receiver interactions. I got him in the wrong game. I couldn't use him to his fullest because contested catches pre-Madden 16 were so unreliable. Into the gap, maybe? Oh, if I dove at a better time, that's a catch. Defense is a little tough in here. If you're having trouble with it, just get more reps. Eventually, you'll develop, you know, kind of the right feel for when to dive, you know, how far the dive goes. It just takes reps. I can't really give any tips that are concrete in terms of what you should do. Just keep trying to improve your timing on everything. A lot of this game is so timing focused, there's no tip besides improve your timing. Up the middle. Oh, we caught it! What a play, Jonathan Starks. Wally Bacon now. In the air to right. That should be no problem at all. Oh, and if you need some help for catching fly balls, I know I'll talk about, like, when you see where the ball is going, you can help out your player, pushing them in that direction, and they'll move faster. But when the ball is coming down, like it's about to be caught, if you let go, they'll take their control back. I'm not sure if anyone has this issue, but if you start controlling and then you're just trying to find the ball, you might have some issues. I like to see where the ball is going, move the player in position, and then let go and hope that they catch it. And they usually do because they're close. It's just if there's like a minor adjustment they need to make, you might not catch it, whereas they will on their own. All right. One more out for us, hopefully, in this game. 2 away. Jonathan Starks. Nope, pinch hit. We're going Maurice Pratt, and I upped his speed. He's the fastest player on the team, I think. And that's not fun. Who wants to close this one down? How about Andy Beckwith?
Number 16.
Why not? Beckwith gives up a deep fly to left field. This one is out of here. All right, so now it's a 5-2 ball game. Let's get out of this inning then, Beckwith. Cut fastball, finds the corner. We'll go back inside now with the foul. There we go, strike 3 on the outside. Can't wait to see how many strikeouts I got in this game. I know it's a large number. Untouchable right now. It's a fly ball again to left. How far is this one going? This one is gone too. 5-3. Come on, Beckwith. Wild Pigs trying to make this game a little closer. Let's go to Eric Hancock.
Number 19.
The former UTSA Roadrunner quarterback, who was a part of like the first quarterback controversy on my channels. Uh-oh, off of Hancock's glove. Tough play here, and we're not going to make it. What's happening right now?
Now batting number 5.
Remember that first battle at quarterback? It was Evan Newton and Eric Hancock. Up the middle. Uh-oh, it's a double play ball, and this one is over. But they made it interesting in the 9th inning. B-Wolves win. And let's see how many strikeouts there were. But that's a pretty sim-looking box score to me. I might up the ego a little bit, like 77 might be good too. They had 8 hits to my 11. They struck out 8 times. I struck out 4 times. And here are how the pitchers did, with Andy McKenzie getting the victory. Alright, that was a fun game. I think this team is probably about ready to be going into the season mode at this point. So know that season mode is coming. The series is going to be a lot of fun, and there's going to be a lot of customization within it. I hope you are looking forward to it. Leave your feedback down below in the comment section, and I will be going through the comments to try and find ideas for players that'll be on other teams or the team that I end up using. And, you know, there might be some players that I had in past franchises that I'll just want to put wherever in the series and see, you know, when we end up playing against them. I don't mind that whatsoever. But leave your feedback below. Leave a like if you are excited for the series, and I will see you all again soon. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell if you want to get notifications when I post my videos. I will see you all next time. Have a great day.